Hi. What's up, Barbie? What's up, Happy Go Lucky? What's up, Michaela? What's up, Vanessa? What's up, Casey? Can we start on Gemini? You know what? I think that we can. We can do that. I don't have a problem with that at all. All right. I am actually not home, obviously. I was originally going to try to take my daughters to the museum out there in Virginia, but then my mom had a better idea. And so we decided to take a little girls' road trip. And so now we're here and I'm in a hotel. And so, yeah, so I'm going live on a night that I didn't necessarily, I don't usually go live on Sundays. I was going to go live tomorrow like I usually do, but we were supposed to leave tomorrow and not tonight. And so now I'm still just going to go live tonight. So we ended up leaving earlier than we had expected to. What's up, Dominic? So yeah, I'm super excited. My daughter really wanted to ride some roller coasters, so I'm not going to be able to ride them. I'm terrified, and so is my oldest daughter. So we're going to sit it out while my mom rides roller coasters with my youngest. So that should be fun. What's up, Michaela? You're welcome. What's up, lady? So yeah, what's up, Delani? There's this really annoying sound at the desk right now, and it's just beeping like a little bird nonstop. And I don't really know how I'm gonna deal with that for the next few days. But I have both my headphones in, noise canceling for who? Those AirPods are not noise canceling because I can still hear it, and it's really, really annoying. Mm. Having an awesome best Sunday. Good for you. All right, guys. So obviously, welcome to all signs. We're going to be taking a look at the person on your mind, whether that person is platonic or romantic. Obviously, you guys know that usually I focus on romantic, but we're going to see who this person really is that you're dealing with. We're going to take a look at how they're going to be portraying themselves for the rest of July, who they truly are, and what their intentions with you are. And then I'm going to pull an advice message. Sometimes the advice message comes as like a prediction, or the advice message will come out like it's trying to advise you about this person or something that really has nothing to do with said person. I just trust that it will come out in the way that it's supposed to. If you guys do want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that on the screen. If you don't want to write it in your browser, you can just click on the link that is in the pinned comment in the chat box. Okay. So let's see. So we're starting on Gemini today because Michaela called dibs. So I hope you guys don't mind. My daughter's a Gemini. I'm sure she'd be happy about that. All right. Hey, mom, can you actually turn up the AC just a tiny bit? Okay, thank you. I think the last time you guys caught me in a hotel was like September 2023. I haven't been to a hotel in a really long time. Yay. Oh, that feels so good. See my hair blown in the wind like I'm Farrah Fawcett. Thank you. That's good. All right. Okay. They look at your readings, V. Who? My family? Do they look at my readings? As far as I know, they don't watch my readings really. I know that they check on my channel sometimes, but they don't watch my readings. But they're in the hotel room, so I'm gonna have to try to keep it quite PG, as PG as I can. That's not my favorite, but here we are. We're also waiting on food to be delivered. Okay, so no, 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 they're not in the chat. They're not in the chat. They can just hear what I'm saying. So you guys, this is your guys' fun zone where you guys can mess with me and I can't really say anything back. Okay, so this is your time. Have fun with that. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Gemini. All right, what's going on, Gemini? How are you? Let's go ahead and take a look at the person on your mind. We're going to be checking to see how they're portraying themselves to you for the rest of July, who they really are, and what their intentions are. So let's see. Oh, I want to get comfy. Now I need a hoodie. Hold on. It's like, okay. It's a little chilly. Sorry, Gemini. Hold on. What? Oh, okay. All righty. So, okay. All right. So let's see, Gemini. How this person is portraying themselves to you is the Ten of Wands. And pain in the ass. I get pain in the butt. The Three of Wands reversed for who this person truly is. Their intentions with you is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Tell me about that Ten of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. What's that Five of Wands? The Two of Cups reversed. It almost makes me feel like this person doesn't have enough time for you, or the way that you're seeing them, or the way that you're viewing them. It's like you feel as though they're prioritizing other people, places, things over you with that Ten of Wands. So this may be somebody who you feel is like eternally busy, somebody who's constantly on the go, somebody who has bigger fish that they have to fry, a lot of responsibilities, like they may have other people that rely on them in some way. This is somebody who you may view as a very hard worker. You may feel like they take forever to get back to you. Even if this is like somebody that you're in business with, you try to email them, you feel like it takes, a week for them to respond, whatever it may be. That Five of Wands tells me that there's conflict over the Two of Cups reverse. So you feel probably a little disconnected from this person because you feel like they're prioritizing other people, places, things over you. And you could feel like it's pulling teeth in order to get a connection with this person or to come to some kind of common ground or mutual understanding. There could be some misunderstandings between the two of you that could cause a little bit of drama that could also potentially involve other people as well. For some of you, this can also be somebody that you work with, but it doesn't have to be. Who this person truly is. This could be another Gemini with that Knight of Swords there. The Three of Wands reversed. We have Leo here as well. We also have Virgo. Three of Wands reversed with the Knight of Swords and the Strength. I feel like this is somebody who gets very impatient when things don't go as fast as they'd like them to go. Like this person may, start on a project and want it done faster than is possible, and they may end up getting very frustrated by that on a consistent basis, and with most things in their life. And I feel like it's because this person, when they want something, they want it now, or they want to get it done immediately. This is somebody who likes to rush things, but at the same time, with that strength card, they try to hold back. I really feel like this is somebody who has had issues around being impulsive before in the past. Like maybe they did something too quick without thinking. Maybe they, used to be more of somebody who's a little bit more reactionary as opposed to just responding. And so I feel like they've learned to kind of tame that. So if you feel like this person is held back or you feel like this person is taking too long, I feel like that's a part of it. Like I know for me, I tend to be very impulsive, and sometimes that has a place, right? There's a time and a place for that. But I have definitely cut myself off at the knees being impulsive or allowing my emotions to run the show. So after a while, you learn and you're like, okay, well, maybe I need to think before I speak, or think before I do, or think before I act. And so I feel like this is somebody who is kind of like that. I also feel like this is somebody who's very inquisitive or potentially even intrusive in some cases, where they like to know everything: the what, why, the where, the how, right? And so I also think that this is somebody, because of that, because they retain information, or because they may be very intelligent or know a lot of things or whatever, they're very confident in the way that they communicate and the way that they think. So I feel like this person is very mentally capable. And I think they're a very hard worker, at least as far as you see it. So the Nine of Pentacles reversed for their intentions with you. Okay, let me see this. the Devil reversed, and the Ten of Swords. What's that Devil reversed? The Page of Pentacles. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. So if this is somebody who has been over promising, under delivering, or if this is somebody who has felt even that they needed to change themselves in a way that really wasn't them, or this is somebody who I think doesn't feel good enough for you for some reason. And so I think that there's an awareness that they may have where they may be very well aware that you instill that insecurity within them, and they may end it, if I'm going to be honest, or they may have an intention to end it. um it's almost as though they feel like what they're doing is just never enough, or it's just not enough, or something like that. Why the Ten of Swords? The Queen of Cups. They may feel like the love is not reciprocal, because the Queen of Cups, when it comes out, right, it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal love. And so they're ending it because they may feel like it's not necessarily mutual, maybe, or they may feel like the love isn't really there, maybe on their side, maybe on your side. They just feel like something isn't really mutual for some reason. Okay. So let's see what your advice is. Well, let me see. What are Gemini's feelings for this person? The Star reversed and the Justice. You don't have a lot of hope, although for some of you, you may want to make something right with this person, or you may want a higher level of commitment. But for some reason, you feel like there's a lack of healing or a lack of hope within the connection that, well, essentially makes you lack the faith that this can go somewhere or be balanced. So I guess maybe you guys kind of feel the same in a way. Expect powerful change is your advice. And Pluto. Well, Pluto is literally the planet of change. Pluto is currently retrograde right now in Aquarius. So maybe see where you have Aquarius in your chart, and that can be indicative of what actually needs to change or what you're needing to reevaluate in regards to your life. And so I feel like with the Pluto energy and that being your advice, this is about being vulnerable and being very honest with yourself about the things that you're needing to change. Because if you're not honest with yourself about what needs to change, then you're basically building a brick wall over or in front of the possibilities of what you could conquer or what you could accomplish. So I feel like once there's an awareness of an issue or a problem or what needs to change, and you actually allow that, then you can make the changes yourself. But only first, there must be awareness first. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I know I kind of butchered that, but so, and I don't know what that is for you. Okay, it's going to be different for all of you, but so that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. If you book within the next 5 minutes, then you can get 15% off. Good luck, Gemini. All righty. What's up, Enigma? What's up, Lori? What's up, Julie? All right. Aw, thanks, Enigma. I appreciate that. Can you not, please? All right, let's move on to Cancer. All right, what's going on, Cancer? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on for you and this person, or who this person truly is. We're going to take a look at how they're portraying themselves to you for the rest of July, basically how you're perceiving them, who they really are, and what their intentions are with you. Then I'm going to pull some advice. So let's see. The Eight of Cups for how you're perceiving them, who they truly are, is the Fool reverse. So we have Uranus here. Then we have the Nine of Wands reversed for their intentions. I feel like this person is tired. Let me see. But you have two eights here. It's kind of interesting. Saturnian, very Saturnian. I feel like this has been a long road, honestly. A lot of illusion, delusions, confusion, things like that. So, with that Eight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and then the Eight of Swords, the way that you're perceiving this person for the rest of July is you feel like they're walking away. Why do they think that? The Five of Swords, like they put down their sword, they're not trying to play games with you, or you just may feel like they're very determined to walk away for whatever reason. And so you feel like they're out, right? But that Knight of Cups, you still can you guys stop, please? Seriously, please. Okay, so funny. Sorry, kids are in here. So I think that you feel like this person has emotions for you or is in love with you or does love you. You may also view this as somebody who's very creative or very romantic, very vulnerable, etc. But that Eight of Swords tells me that you feel like while they may have these feelings for you, you still feel like they're walking away, yet you still believe that they have these feelings and they're still stuck on those feelings and they don't really know what to do about those feelings. What's that Eight of Swords? The Ace of Pentacles, like they're not sure whether or not to put in the work, or they're not sure whether or not to build this new opportunity or receive the opportunity from you, or whatever it is. So it's more of a stuck energy than anything. But the Eight of Swords is more self inflicted. So it's more in their head of, oh, I'm stuck here, or I don't have many choices left, or they do have a choice. I think that they just don't really like their options. So, for instance, maybe this is somebody like what I mean by choices. Maybe this is somebody who wants to be with you because they love you, right? Nine of Cups, but at the same time, they feel like they need to leave, Eight of Cups, and they don't really like either of those options. I know that sounds harsh, right? But that can kind of be it. So, who this person truly is the Fool reversed, the King of Pentacles, and the Moon. So, this is somebody who essentially is usually pretty stable. I don't think that this person likes to take super brave risks. This is somebody who probably likes to play it a little bit more safe, right? This is Taurus energy, the King of Pentacles. And so, this is more of a slow and methodical energy as opposed to a flighty, fiery energy. The moon there tells me that this I'm feeling like moody. This person may be moody. This person may also have a lot of fears, specifically around money or stability, or maybe what their worth is. This person could be a really great business person or somebody who is very financially focused. I feel like this is a committal person with that King of Pentacles. What's that moon? Yeah, it's fear. Chariot reversed. It's fear. This person has a lot of fears. And I think they're the type who more so will just kind of stay right where they are because they're afraid of taking risks. They're afraid of losing out, or they're afraid of making a wrong move, kind of thing. So, because this is Taurus, Taurus is fixed energy. Fixed energy likes to kind of be exactly right where it's at. So, it doesn't really like to move too much. It doesn't like to be all over the place. It just kind of likes the, okay, well, this feels comfortable. I'm going to stay right here. Right. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I do feel like this person is a little psychic or maybe quite intuitive, though. This person's intentions with you. Nine of Wands reversed, the Tower reversed, and the Three of Swords. This is somebody who's, tired with that Nine of Wands reversed. But they don't seem to let go. This seems to be a past connection. There's some kind of ties here, but this person is hurting. I don't think their intent is to let go, although they're too tired of fighting, but they're not to sound corny, but their heart kind of won't let go. So, King of Swords, they want to talk. Okay. But there may be a lot of paranoias and stuff like that. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that, Cancer. All right, how does Cancer feel for this person? The Two of Pentacles, the Six of Wands reversed. You're kind of weighing the pros and cons, honestly. I don't think that you're really wanting to give this any attention. You may not want any kind of unwanted attention. It just seems like you're just kind of like, you may feel like it's kind of chaotic for some reason. Your advice is be bold and make the first move and Saturn. What an interesting energy. Be bold and make the first move and then Saturn. Mm. So interesting advice. So I'm getting two different ways I could read this. Be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon, right? So maybe some of you are a moon in Capricorn, maybe you're a moon in Aries, moon in Libra, moon in Cancer, okay? Because that would be a cardinal moon. So for some of you, or maybe your person is. So when it tells you to be bold and make the first move, and then Saturn comes here, well, Saturn likes to restrict things. It likes to take its time. It holds back for a reason, not just because, right? And so it may be saying that maybe, in my opinion, not to make the first move, okay? Because I feel like Saturn is going to restrict that. And I feel like it's saying unless there are maybe some strong boundaries laid out first, then maybe. But I feel like this is more of a mature approach that you're needing to take to the situation, or you're needing to make sure that this person has matured or is taking a mature approach to this situation. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Okay. Awesome. 1 second. There we go. I just got out of a relationship with a Cancer, and oh my God, the cross watches are the God. Is everybody in a relationship with a Cancer? Sir, it's so much. It's sweet, honestly. Okay, let's see. Well, I guess Jupiter is in Cancer right now, so that would kind of make sense. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, guys, thank you. All right, so let's move on to Leo. All right, let's see. Leo, the way that this person is portraying themselves for the rest of July is the Page of Cups reversed. Who this person truly is the Hangman reverse. We got double Pisces here. And then we have the Hermit, which is Virgo, and this is their intentions with you. Mm, it's a little quiet, I feel. The Empress reversed. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Some of you are dealing with two people. Okay. And if that's the case, well, you listen, if there's two people, you feel like they're both insecure. Okay. Point blank, period. That's just how you feel. You don't really feel like they're offering you anything, or you may feel like this Empress reversed is maybe offering you more than you can handle, or is offering you a lot more because their self-worth is low or their self-esteem is low. For others of you, if this is just one person, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little rough. Now, this is how you are perceiving them. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's their truth, but it certainly is yours. So you may feel like this person is not feeling very good about themselves, like they have some insecurities. Maybe they're not taking good care of themselves. Maybe they have a lot of self worth, self value issues. Maybe they're going through a creative block at this time, or whatever it is. But you may feel like they're kind of victimizing themselves or not offering you anything because of how they feel about them. Okay, whether that's true or not, don't know. I'm just telling you, this looks like a feminine to me. Why is that Empress reversed? The world. You're viewing them as on, like they're on some kind of self-love, self-worth journey. And you feel like they haven't gotten to that end goal, or they're not accomplishing something, or they haven't reached a milestone that they want to reach, or maybe you feel like they're feeling insecure because you and this person haven't gotten some kind of closure. Mhm. Who this person truly is: the Hangman reversed, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Ace of Wands. Mm, this person holds on to things for a long time. Okay. I think that they have a really hard time letting go of past hurts, past traumas. This person may have developed, like, I don't know, it could be anything: BPD, a mental illness, anxiety, depression, something. Okay. Because this is Neptune being reversed. I feel like it can indicate that maybe somebody has, some kind of mental health issue, because sometimes Neptune can point to that. Okay. Now, I'm not diagnosing anybody. Okay. This is not medical advice or a diagnosis. I'm just saying sometimes that card can represent that. And I feel like this is also somebody who really stays attached to things that they feel like they've lost out on, or that they have lost, or whatever, because they feel like they've essentially wasted their time, or whatever it may be. And I think that they've really grown impatient just in life in general, or with people, maybe with themselves. And the Ace of Wands, though, tells me that they're the type of person who probably gets right back up on that horse. You know what I mean? Somebody who's likely very, I can't say with my kids in the room, but they're very spicy, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? This can be a very spicy person, a very attractive person, somebody who has a lot of fire inside of them, somebody who's very inspirational, or somebody who just inspires others, I feel like. Because the aces and the pages are the most potent energy in tarot. And so I feel like there's a lot of fire that this person has, a lot of things that they can create and make happen. So their intentions with you, we have the Hermit, the Temperance, the Seven of Cups reversed. Well, I think that their intent is to be realistic. I think that their intent is to focus on themselves and focus on what they can control, focus on their mental health. Okay, the Hermit. Focus on alone time and staying balanced within their own mind and within their own body and spirit and all of those things. And this person may decide to kind of take a time out potentially. All right, with that Hermit energy, because this can be somebody who feels like they have relied on external validation or outside forces to validate who they are. And I feel like they're trying to do that for themselves. So this person may end up like kind of coming out of, I don't want to say hiding, but coming out of isolation or whatever it may be to balance things out with you, or maybe to make something happen. But they're going to be doing it from a very realistic place, kind of no fluff kind of energy. The Three of Cups is your feelings for this person with the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords? The King of Wands reversed. Okay. Well, I feel like you're the masculine here. All right. So, ladies, reverse this if you need to. I feel like you do want to get together with this person, but at the same time, you're wanting to avoid them. Why are you wanting to avoid them? Because of the King of Wands reversed. I think that some of you may have a bit of a fragile ego, or you may feel like this person hurt your feelings at some point, and so you may have that kind of tie to them where you have a little bit of a ego bruise attached to them, or something like that. Okay. It's basically your feelings got hurt. And I feel like you might be trying to avoid that feeling. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius and Cancer. Okay. Some of you have a Sagittarius placement, Cancer placement. Maybe you're dealing with one of those signs, whatever the case may be. I really feel like vulnerability is what's going to get you in the door if that's something that you're interested in. Cancer is about being vulnerable. It's about nurturing and comfort and protection and, just being squishy and cute, right? I love cancers. And so I feel like if you just be honest, if you go in with that emotional integrity, if you go in with that emotional openness, I really feel like you will get further than you think that you will. So something to think about, Leo. So, Leo, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Leo, and good luck. Damn, now it's freaking cold as hell in here. Hold on, guys. No, it's okay. I can do it. Ugh. Good. Okay. Oh, I mean to do that. All right. Thanks for the waiting. V said spicy and then it showed up. Oh my God. Who would have known, right? What's up, Luna? Hi. Thank you. Infinite, you're a mess. Okay. Somebody's got to clean you up. Can't be me. Not today. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Virgo. What's going on, Virgo? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you and this person. We're going to be taking a look at how they're portraying themselves for the rest of July, or really how you're perceiving them, who they truly are, and their intentions with you. So let's see. Damn it. Eight of Wands reversed. A High Priestess for who they truly are. The Knight of Wands for their intentions with you. What a interesting combo. Let's see that Eight of Wands reversed, the Three of Pentacles. Some of you work with this person. That's not for all of you. The Five of Pentacles reversed. But what is the Eight of Wands reversed? The Four of Wands. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Um, if you have this person blocked, or if there's some kind of blocked communication, if there hasn't, been a lot of conversation between the two of you, I definitely feel like this is somebody who's going to try to push their way through. And I say that because the Eight of Wands reverse can sometimes indicate somebody who's trying to force something or make something happen faster than it maybe really should, or than somebody's really comfortable with. Okay, so in some instances that can be weird, right? But just depends on your personal situation. And then the Four of Wands clarified that. So this is Four of Wands can sometimes represent welcoming somebody into your space, or wanting to be welcomed in somebody else's space. And I feel like this person is trying to throw a fishing line out to kind of see if you'll bite. I think that you're viewing them as somebody you're getting on the same page with. Maybe it is somebody that you work with. Maybe it's somebody that's trying to work with you or collaborate with you in some way. Okay. But to me, it's that this person is trying to work together with you to be able to revive the connection with the Five of Pentacles reversed. So at least that's how you're seeing it. You feel like they're like, like tapping your door and then trying to kind of, you open it once and then they, put their foot in between the door and the wall so it stays open. Not to be creepy, right? Obviously, if that's the case, I call the cops, right? But you know what I mean? So it just feels like it's a little pushy. It feels very cardinal. Okay. Have you ever like gotten hit on by a cardinal person? I always know when somebody's a cardinal sign when they hit on me, because they are in my space. Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Aries, it never fails, at least the men anyway. Okay. And I feel like usually men are kind of like that somewhat anyway, but specifically, cardinal sign men are very, I always find myself 10 steps back from where I started talking to them because they keep, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what it feels like a little bit. So, who this person truly is the High Priestess, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Swords. This person is also spicy, but in a different way than Leo's person. This is more of a under the surface, you don't really see what's coming kind of spicy. It's very provocative, it's very intuitive. I feel like this person could be psychic. They may watch tarot, or they may be into the occult in some way, or just very spiritual in nature. Somebody who's likely very emotionally intelligent, or just very intuitive or psychic in some kind of way. But I also feel like this person gets paranoid. I think that they second guess their intuition a lot, and then I feel like they go on a tangent, or I don't know what they do. Okay, but they go on some kind of tangent, or some paranoid spiral, or they just worry a lot, maybe. And I think that with that Page of Swords, this is also somebody who's a little bit of I don't want to say like a stalker, but just in general terms, maybe not necessarily towards you, but just in general terms, I feel like this person is just very observant, they're always looking for information, they're always looking to interpret something with that Page of Swords. Tell me about that Page of Swords. Queen of Swords reverse. This person may be the type to get very overly emotional. Somebody who tries to like gather information before flipping out or saying something that maybe they don't mean. That's what I'm getting with that. Their intentions with you is the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Okay. But what are they doing towards Virgo? The Six of Cups reversed. This person may be holding a little bit of a grudge. Knight of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Four of Cups. They seem more self-focused to me, if I'm going to be honest. Like, even if they do take action towards you, and they very well may with that Knight of Wands, it seems like they're coming in hot. It's kind of an in and out energy, but it's more of a self-serving energy with that Nine of Cups. And if it's not good enough, they're going to reject it or take it for granted with that Four of Cups. Okay, that can sometimes be the case with the Four of Cups. Um, so I would be cautious, because for some of you, this person may try to reel you in just to reject you. Okay. And I don't know why someone would do that, but it may be. How does Virgo feel for this person? The Page of Wands, the Ten of Cups reversed. I feel like you want a conversation. I feel like you want to put a message out there, but that Ten of Cups reversed tells me that maybe you don't want to be in a relationship, or you're not really sure that you want to emotionally nurture this, essentially. Your advice is believe in the impossible and fixed. Well, I don't know if this is necessarily about this person, but I feel like you have your eye on some kind of prize, or your eye on the ball when it comes to something. And I feel like you need to keep it there. So fixed energy, focuses on a goal and will not stop until it gets it. Sometimes it doesn't matter how long it takes. So I feel like this is about persistence and loyalty as well. So being loyal to the thing that you may deem as impossible. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Virgo. Good luck. Okay, let's move on to Libra. In tropical, my moon sign is different, but that's what I should go by. You go with whatever resonates with you the most. Whatever you feel like. If you have a moon in Taurus and tropical, but you resonate more with your moon in Aries and Vedic, by all means, be my guest. You can do whatever the heck you want. All righty. Libra, what's going on, Libra? Let's go ahead and take a look at the person that is on your mind. We're going to see how this person or how you're portraying them, or not how you're portraying them, how you're perceiving them for the rest of July 2025, who they really are, and their intentions with you for July. Then we're going to see how you feel about them. Then we're going to pull an advice message. So let's see. Ooh, the lovers. Libra always has something going on, honey. The lovers. Ooh, the emperor for who this person really is. Please. It's not fair. It's just not fair. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Well, you know what? It's time for you to leave because I'm upset. I want this to be my reading. All right, so let's see. Wow. Okay. We have Gemini, Aries, Jupiter. Mm, the lovers, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles reversed. This is not a bad energy. There's some Mercury going on here, Gemini, Sun, and Virgo. Then we have Moon and Taurus here. So the way that you're perceiving this somebody, the way that you're perceiving this somebody, the way that you're perceiving this person is somebody who you feel you have a very strong mental connection with. You feel like this is somebody who's not afraid to really put in the effort and put in the work. You may feel like this is also somebody who's quite the perfectionist and will not give you something unless they feel like they can give it well, right? So maybe it's like, I don't know, they want to fucking paint you something or whatever, right? And they're like, oh no, it has to be perfect before I can give it to you or whatever. I think that the way that you're viewing them is you feel like they're a quality person. Okay. I do want to see that Six of Pentacles reversed just to be certain. Oof, Queen of Wands reversed. What was that? Okay. Um, You may feel like they're so hard at work or so focused on their routines and everything like that. You may sometimes feel like they're not doing enough, or you may feel like they're not giving you enough attention or enough time, or you may feel like they're being a little stingy, which can kind of upset you or make you jealous or make you paranoid or whatever it may be. But I think it's just because they're a really hard worker and they have a lot of responsibilities, especially because I see this as who they truly are. So that kind of, put two and two together. But this is kind of more of a rare connection that you feel like you have with somebody, and you feel like they genuinely will put in the effort, but you also may feel like they have other priorities that keeps them away from you that could make you a little pissed. Okay. Who this person truly is. Wow. Okay. The Emperor. Wow. Hello. Sign me up. The Emperor, the Ace of Swords, and the Judgment. This is not somebody that's going to cower behind their mother's skirts, right? This is somebody who takes responsibility for their actions, for the things that they say. This is somebody who's likely a very deep thinker. Scorpio and the Ace of Swords. Swords represents your mental energy, how you communicate, how you think, things like that. This is not somebody who's going to allow some kind of petty drama or silly emotions to, get them to put off their responsibilities or get them to ignore their partner or their children or whatever it may be. This is somebody who's very straight to the point and they're accountable and they keep themselves accountable and they're responsible, very masculine. It's a very masculine energy as well. They could be some kind of CEO or just a very natural leader. This is somebody who's a natural leader. So I mean, the lovers, the emperor, and the wheel of fortune. Listen, I don't believe in twin flames personally. Okay. But if I did, I would say that this would be close to it. All right. This person's intention with you. What's that death card? The King of Cups. Whoa. Well, the Wheel of Fortune for their intent is to not try to control you or to control how it ends or how it begins or how it's going to go. This is more somebody who's just kind of seeing where it goes, or they're most likely, their intention is most likely to lead with a very positive mindset regarding the connection. But that Two of Wands reverse tells me that they're a little apprehensive regarding maybe whether or not they should end things or or if something needs to change, especially when it comes to maybe emotions, or when it comes to how they portray their emotions to you, or the maturity of the relationship, maybe. But I feel like it's mostly positive. Why is that death there? The Hierophant. What does this person want with Libra? The Seven of Wands and the Ace of Cups. I don't feel like this is somebody who's just going to like hit it and quit it kind of energy. I feel like this is somebody who wants a relationship. And if they feel like they're not going to get, that's what that is. So if they feel like they're not going to get a relationship, like the kind that they want, which is a very mature, committed relationship, I do think that they will leave. This is somebody who likely wants to maintain what they have with you now if you've already met this person, or this is somebody who's willing to compete for you. Like this person is not afraid to step up to the plate. They're not afraid that they're not going to be chosen by you. I feel like this person's pretty confident, and I think they have a lot of love to offer. What are Libra's feelings for this person? The Magician and the Sun. I mean, Libra, come on, dude. You really can't get a better reading. Like this is, you guys get good readings a lot, I think, but that Magician and the Sun, for how you feel on top of everything else, I mean, wow. I think that your intention is to express yourself, to be yourself. You seem to be very happy in this person's, vicinity, I guess you could say. You're very confident that you can make this happen. I feel like you want this person. This is gorgeous. Balance spirituality and practicality, and then air. So I feel like this is more about keeping a positive mind frame, or excuse me, keeping a balanced mind frame, right? Not getting too over idealize, not idealizing this person, and also not allowing yourself to be too negative. I think it's important, especially with the maturity of this person, at least from what I'm seeing. I feel like it's really good to work on your own mentality and how you think about relationships, how you think about yourself in relationships, how you communicate in relationships. And I feel like it's important for you to do things like meditation, journaling, walking, whatever it is that you need to do, and also focusing on your day to day routine, I think is important, and finding that balance. For some reason, it's telling me to tell you that. So that is what I have for you, Libra. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Libra. Have a good one. Good. Yeah. Was this mine? No, I'm still alive. You guys want to see? My mom got me some food. You guys want to see it? Nice chicken salad. The only thing unhealthy that I've had in the past 2 weeks has been a little bit of tuna casserole and a potato chip. Other than that, I've been eating really, really good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Scorpio. You're welcome, Barbie. What's up, alien? All right, who are they? Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I saw that Libra reading, and I'm holding on to my South Node in Libra and Mercury in Libra. Like it's the last thing I have left, honestly. That one, like, yeah, yeah, that's me. I'm manifesting it, right? All right, so what's up, RLC? Just get out, dude. So, Scorpio, what's going on? I hope you guys are doing super well. Let's go ahead and see your person for the month of July, how you are perceiving them, who they truly are on the inside, and then their intentions with you. And then we're going to pull your feelings and advice. Two of Swords for how you're perceiving them. Who they truly are is the Four of Pentacles reversed. A Five of Cups for their intentions. Wah, wah. All right, let's see. The Two of Swords, the Four of Swords, the King of Cups. Ooh, this is cute. Some of you were dealing with another Scorpio for some of you. Okay. Aw, what'd you do to this person, Scorpio? They look so sad. Well, you're viewing them as potentially avoiding you, but really ultimately keeping the peace. Okay. You may feel like this person is kind of behind the scenes, healing, taking some time to themselves. Maybe they're healing from some kind of physical ailment or some kind of mental illness, or maybe they're just healing from heartache of some sort. And you feel like they're keeping their emotions to themselves with that King of Cups. The King of Cups is my favorite king personally. Love it. Love the squishiness that is the King of Cups. I love the depth, but he's not always super vulnerable. But what he is he allows the space for other people to be vulnerable, right? And I like to compare the King of Cups with, like you see cliffs, like the tall cliffs and the rocks that kind of hold in the ocean, right? That's what the King of Cups reminds me of. Not the ocean itself, but the rocks that surround it to hold it all together. That's what the King of Cups reminds me of. And I feel like that's how you're viewing this person. You view this as if some of you are falling in love with your therapist. Okay. I'm just going to tell you with that Four of Swords and King of Cups. Okay. For some of you. But this is somebody you feel like you can talk to, somebody you feel like you can dish to or tell your secrets to or whatever. So, what's that Two of Swords? The Knight of Wands reversed. I don't think that you feel like this is somebody who wants just intimacy. I think you feel like this person wants more. At least that's how you're seeing them. Let's see who they really are. Okay. Four of Pentacles reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The person has a wounded feminine inside of them, male or female. The way that they take chances is very slow, methodical, hardworking, but the risks that they take are highly calculated. This is the type of person to play the long game. They're most likely not going to be impulsive in the way that they take action. They're going to be structured. They're going to be uh, malleable. They're going to be slow. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Justice. It's a lack of balance between their masculine and feminine. Like, I don't know if this person, there's something about them where like an insecurity that they have, or something, an insecurity maybe around relationships or how they connect with women, maybe. Why is that Queen of Pentacles reversed? The Temperance reversed. I told you there's an imbalance here. There's an imbalance. There's a deep unsettling here, either in regards to their values or women in their life or how they perceive women or something like that. So weird. I don't know if they had like a weird relationship with their mom, or I don't know. That could also be their own feminine energy. I feel like this person has a hard time taking the lead because there's an insecurity there in like taking the lead or taking action or asserting themselves. I think that's why they're so slow about how they approach things. because they kind of contort themselves a little bit to be able to fit where they feel like they need to. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? This person's intention is the Five of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the High Priestess reverse. What's the High Priestess reverse? The Knight of Cups. Mm, the Five of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, High Priestess reverse. This person is invested for certain. They are invested, but there's a lot of things that they regret or things that they wish they would have done differently. There's a sadness here, or maybe a grief here, or whatever. But I feel like they're thinking about expressing something to you that maybe they've held back, which to me it looks like being vulnerable. So where we went from how you viewed them with being kind of quiet about their emotions and more inside of themselves, it looks like they regret something, and what they're what they're invested in is being more honest about their emotions or about something that they're feeling or the action that they took or wanting to take or something like that. What's Scorpio's feelings? Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Well, either this is new, but you don't really feel like it can go anywhere, although there's a lot of love here, or this is a past connection and you just feel like it didn't work out and you're not really sure if you can see a future, or something already failed, or there was a divorce, or there was a split or a breakup or whatever, but you still love them. You still feel pulled. Your advice: nothing will come of this situation. And then trine. What do you mean nothing will come of the situation? The Six of Swords. I feel like it's just for some of you, it's just going to move on, or it's just going to pass. Or if you guys have been in some kind of conflict, then this may say that that conflict is not going to get worse and that nothing may actually come of that and it will end up resolving on its own. And trine is a positive aspect in astrology. So a trine is kind of something that just naturally falls in your lap. And in my opinion, I don't think trines are always harmonious. I think most of the time they are, but it's usually when you don't have a choice of something. So I feel like how this is going to go is just going to kind of fall in your lap. Either they're going to apologize and they're going to love you to absolute pieces, and you're just like, oh, wow, like, okay, right? Or it's just that you guys just move on, and it just doesn't happen, something like that. So I don't know, it doesn't really feel like advice per se, it feels more of like a message. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Scorpio, and good luck. Alrighty. What's up, Kiro? Oh my God, ladies, Infinite, you are an absolute mess. All right, Sagittarius, what's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at your person for July. We're going to see how you're perceiving this person. We're going to see who they truly are. And then we're going to also see their intentions with you for the month of July. Then we're going to see your feelings and we're going to pull advice messages. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, the star for how you're seeing them. So Aquarius for some of you, the Six of Pentacles for who they truly are. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see about the lovers reversed. We also have Gemini here. All right. Tell me about that star. The Page of Wands reversed and the Hangman. Mm. Okay. Um, I'm sensing that you're sensing some kind of immaturity here. Like you feel like this person lacks perspective or their ego won't allow them to see your side of things. But you may feel like they are attempting to heal something with you, or you feel like they are trying to share something with you, or they're trying to be open, etc. You may feel like they have faith in this or in this situation, but you feel like it's their immaturity that's blocking them, or their lack of perspective, or their unwillingness to let go of their immaturity, or unwillingness to let go of some kind of past issue and just kind of surrender. You may feel like they're trying to control how you guys heal the situation. Like, so for instance, if this is like a long-term relationship and you're like, oh, well, I'd like to go to couples therapy. And they're like, oh, well, I want to go to a pastor or something, right? Whatever, right? Not saying that's them controlling things, but maybe they have a very specific way that this needs to go, and it's just like annoying, or you may find it annoying. Tell me about that Hangman reverse, the Ten of Cups reversed. It's like you're viewing them as they want to heal something, but you also feel like they're not surrendering, or they're not willing to make the necessary sacrifices. And so you feel like they're not being emotionally supportive in that way. It's like, yeah, I want to heal something, but only if it's this way. Or, I want to heal something, but only on my terms, or something like that. I feel a little stubborn, or like, how do I say this? Like, they're trying to come to you and they're trying to heal something. And then you're like, yeah, okay. And then you explain your grievance towards them. And then they try to pick you apart and try to do this tit for tat, and there's real no understanding. It's just listening to respond, not listening to understand. Do you know what I mean? This person truly is. Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles reversed. They very much care about money and status and how they're perceived. I'm not diagnosing anybody, but it feels very narcissistic-y. Okay. Feels a little narcissistic. Um, Now I will say this. You know what? They are a tit for tat. They are a tit for tat. They absolutely are. I think that this is somebody who, gives to receive, not gives out of the kindness of their heart, gives so they can get back. I think that this is somebody who enters relationships, whether professional or romantic, in order for some kind of status, or to split bills, or whatever. You guys know how much I love the King of Pentacles reverse. Right? Tell me about that King of Pentacles reversed. More Pentacle energy. Page of Pentacles reversed. They're manipulative. They're very, very manipulative. I don't like it. I'm sorry. Can you like, oh yay, they want to heal something, and they do everything against what they claim that they want. Oh, Jesus. Oh God. I gotta be honest with you, Sagittarius. This is the most unattractive. It's an immediate no for me. Lovers reversed, Emperor reversed, Three of Wands. Their intention, okay. They want control without the responsibility. They want they want connection without vulnerability. They want to, um, you know, win the battle without ever having to draw their sword, I guess you could say. And so this is somebody who, what are they waiting on with that Three of Wands? The Six of Cups reverse. Oh, God. This is like somebody who wants to be in control or be the leader, but you're the one making all of the decisions, or you're the one doing all of the work and they just want the credit for it. Is like what I'm getting. I hate that. And that's their intention. What are Sagittarius's feelings? Chariot reversed, Eight of Wands reversed. I heard stay the hell away from me. That's some of you are like, no, absolutely not. You feel no victories with this person. You're way too afraid to maybe even have a conversation, or you may feel like you're forcing a square into a circle, you know? Nothing is yet set in stone is your advice, and cardinal energy. So I don't know if this is about this person or not, but this is basically saying like whatever your desired circumstance, you can control it to an extent. You can make things happen or not happen. You can change your circumstances or you can have them stay the same. It absolutely 100% is up to you. So your life is in your hands. That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Hey, Dana, you have to go here, or you can just click the link that is in my pinned comment. They want a side piece, V. No, no thanks. I'm not into it. Maybe like 15 years ago, I would have been into that. All right, Capricorn. What's going on, Capricorn? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you and this person. We're going to see how you are perceiving them for the rest of July 2025, who they truly are, their intentions with you, and then we're going to see your feelings, and then we're going to pull advice messages. So, excuse me. Ten of Swords, the Queen of Wands for who they truly are. So, this may be a feminine. The Eight of Pentacles for their intent with you. What a curious and mix of energies. Let's see that Ten of Swords. Is that King of Wands reverse Capricorn? Reversed is now, upright is yes. Yes. So that King of Wands reverse is supposed to be you. This person's hurting your feelings. I'm just gonna be honest. You seem like the masculine. This person seems like the feminine. So something to keep in mind, ladies and gents, when you're watching. Okay. The way that you're viewing this person is like they're done. You feel like they are ending things or they're betraying you or that they're finished because they're intentionally trying to hurt you. Now, I don't know if that's the case. That's just how you're seeing it. But if that is the case, it seems to be working because you're putting yourself in this person's energy. So that makes me feel like you feel as though this person has some kind of control over how you're feeling, or the way that you're feeling is directly tied to whatever it is that they're doing or not doing. Tell me about that Ten of Swords. The Three of Pentacles could be over a third party, or you feel like this person is ending things because you guys can't get it together or work as a team or come to some kind of understanding. But I mean, you view this as somebody who has a lot of talents, gifts, skills, abilities, somebody who may be very confident in some regard. Um, but you like genuinely feel as though this person is intentionally trying to hurt your ego or hurt your feelings. Like that is what their intent is. That's what they want to do. And of course, we'll see what their intentions are. We'll see if that's true or not, but that's how you're feeling. Tell me about that. Why is the King of Wands reversed? The Two of Cups reversed? Because you feel like maybe they won't talk to you, or you feel like they're committed to misunderstanding you, or you feel like they won't connect with you emotionally, intimately, whatever it may be. Like it feels like there's a boundary happening. Who this person truly is, Queen of Wands, the Devil reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed. What's that Two of Wands reversed? The Queen of Swords. Okay. I think this person's really been through a lot. As I say many times, the Queen of Swords is somebody who's really had their heart broken a lot and who's been through a lot. And now she no longer leads with her heart, she leads with her head. And that's where she makes her decisions and that's how she has her conversations and blah, blah, blah. Right. She's not mean or anything unless she's in the reverse. Right. And this one is not. But because the Queen of Swords is clarifying the Two of Wands reverse, this person can um really be stuck on the fence a lot when it comes to certain situations because maybe they do want to lead with their heart but they remember what happened before whether it's about you or not, and so they get a little indecisive in regards to situations. I think this person is a natural leader with that Queen of Wands there. The Queen of Wands really doesn't care what anybody thinks. She's very sexy, she's a leader, she can be a bit of a performer, or somebody who has a lot of talents that she or he puts on display. And so this may be somebody who is like that in their own right, very outspoken. The devil reverse tells me that that's how this person empowers themselves, maybe through leadership or maybe through creativity. I think this is somebody who's also incredibly self-aware. They know what their shadow is, because that can also be the Queen of Wands as well, right? If you look in traditional Rider-Waite tarot, you're going to see a little black cat in the front. And as we all know, there was those people who would say black cats are bad luck, and the superstition, right? uh, Black cats are bad luck, but she has it right there in the very very front of the card, right, saying that I don't care what you think about black cats, this is my black cat, I love my black cat, which is symbolism for her shadow or her past or whatever, right? And so I feel like this is how this person finds that level of empowerment in some way, shape, or form. But I also feel like sometimes they may have a hard time um, things out. Uh, maybe. Their intention with you is the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords reversed, and the Five of Wands. What is the Eight of Pentacles, though? The Moon reversed. I think I feel like this person is working on their own emotional stability, or they're trying to work through their own fears that they may have within themselves. That's what it feels like more so. Of course, this person could be maybe working up to revealing something to you, but I think that they're assuming something about you. Like, what are they assuming about Capricorn? The Five of Cups? They're assuming you did something bad, or they're assuming that you're doing something bad, or they're assuming that maybe you don't regret something that you should. Or see, we have two fives here again, so it feels like two endings. This person's very conflicted about what the truth is when it comes to you, and so it feels like their priority is to more so focus or work on their emotions or their own fears, or whatever it is. Oh, whoops, I forgot to say how you're feeling. Capricorn, how you're feeling about this person is the Queen of Cups, the Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords? The Wheel of Fortune. You're very determined to keep this going, or to, there's love here. I definitely feel like it's mutual with that Queen of Cups. But you seem to be very determined. It's almost like this energy of against all odds, wanting to get this person or something. There could be a legal thing going on here, but for others of you, it just feels like you are. It's weird because it feels like you're You love them. I believe that with that Queen of Cups there. And I believe that it's even mutual. But there's almost this way that you're going about it where you're pretending to not care, or maybe you're like letting it go, but really you're determined to have movement forward with this person. Like almost like you're trying to play nonchalant, or you feel like you need to play nonchalant, but that's really your way of trying to get them or something. Your advice is the energy is gaining momentum in Gemini. So some of you could have a Gemini placement. Uranus is in Gemini right now. Mm, what energy is gaining momentum? The Empress. You know what's really funny about this? And I didn't say it, and I always end up regretting it. Okay. I always end up regretting it when I don't say it. So, four kings equate to an emperor, four queens equate to an empress. And I saw the three queens on the table and I was like, "Oh, we almost have an empress, right? We're just missing the Queen of Pentacles." Okay. But I didn't say it. And I'm mad that I didn't say it because now who do we have? The empress is here. I feel like this person is on their way to becoming the empress, so somebody who's more abundant, self-sufficient, doesn't chase, has a lot more self-worth, self-acceptance, very creative, etc., all of these things. And I feel like that's where this person is on their way to. And I feel like your advice is to maybe spark up a conversation. Maybe there's a very important decision that you need to make about this person. I don't know. That's what I feel like, though, especially if this person is a feminine. For some of you, it's about pregnancy. So be careful if that's not something you're interested in. So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. Okay. What's up, Tom? It's good to see you. All right. So let's move on to Aquarius. What's going on, Aqua? I hope you guys are doing awesome. Let's go ahead and see what is going on with this person. We're going to see how this person is portraying themselves, who they truly are, and then their intentions with you. Four of Wands for how you're seeing them. So that's good. The Eight of Swords for who this person truly is. Okay. Seven of Swords for their intent with you. Could be a moon in Aquarius. You could be a moon in Aquarius for that Seven of Swords to be here. Let's see that Four of Wands. Four plus four, eight. I feel like this has been difficult. Like this energy. This is very free loving, free in general. You're viewing this as somebody who looks really good, attractive, somebody who's self sufficient, very independent, very focused on self. Maybe they're going to the spa, getting their nails done, going to the barber shop, whatever it may be. And you could, for some of you, this is new. You can meet them at like a wedding or some kind of a celebratory event. For others of you, you just feel like this person is very welcoming because this is how you're perceiving them. You feel like whatever their grudges are that have something to do with you or not, they're leaving those behind. They don't care about them. It's just somebody who's very comfortable in their own skin, very secure, very attractive, independent, like I said before, somebody who's just having a good time. You would feel like even though this person doesn't need you, they may want you, which I think is more attractive than if somebody just like needs you and that's why they're with you, right? Now, some people are into that, right? What's that Four of Cups reversed? The Seven of Wands? It feels like this person chooses to be happy. And what I mean by that, if somebody's like causing drama or something like that, causing drama in their life, or like they choose to just no thanks, that kind of person. This may be somebody as well who maybe has a lot of haters or something like that as well. Eight of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles for who this person is. Tell me about that Eight of Swords, the strength. Person sometimes gets in their own head, thinking that they're stuck in a situation, or sometimes there's a fear around taking a risk. Sometimes there's a fear around loss. Okay. But this person knows how to plant seeds of opportunity. I think that this person is either great at business, or they're really good with money, maybe, or they have great money making ideas, or, maybe they're very into their health and their fitness as well, because that can be pentacle energy. But once they make a decision, I feel like they're pretty confident in that decision, and usually I think that they likely stick with it. I think this is a very mentally strong person, although they get tripped up once in a while. We all do. I think ultimately this is a pretty confident person. What's that, Ace of Pentacles? The Nine of Wands reversed. I don't feel like this person is interested in like competition. Like, what do I mean by that? Like, if somebody tries to pin them against another person, they're like, that's great. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. They're not going to feed into that. I like this person personally, but we'll see what that Seven of Swords is. But I like this person. I don't think they're going to get tripped up on that kind of stuff. I don't know. They just seem very independent, secure for the most part. Why is the Seven of Swords there? The Hierophant reversed. This person is trying to protect themselves in some way, or so it's either one of two things. They're either avoiding an unconventional or non-traditional relationship, or they're trying to protect themselves from one. Well, I guess that can kind of be the same thing. So I don't know if they feel like that's what you want, or I feel like this can also be somebody from the past with that death in reverse. Like there's something that they're wanting to discuss with you, or they're wanting more clarity around, or they're trying to give you more clarity on something that maybe needs to change, or something that hasn't changed. I heard past due. I don't know what that means. What do they want with Aquarius? Three of Cups? I don't know if they're not really trying to get into a relationship. It feels like not a full committal relationship. It feels like they're more just kind of wanting to like be friends or hang out. Give me one more. The Six of Wands reverse. They don't for some they're like trying to avoid some kind of drama. I don't feel like this is a drama person. They're trying to avoid some kind of drama or attention, something like that. I don't know if you just like bring a lot of attention with you, or you're some kind of influencer or something and they don't want all that, or what it is. They seem to be pretty comfortable. Whoops. What's Aquarius's feelings for this person? The Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. This person has you stressed, okay, for some reason in July. Aquarius, this person has you stressed out. You seem to be a little anxious, or you may be overthinking their offer or their lack thereof, or whatever, or you may be like overthinking or second guessing how you are portraying yourself to this person, to be honest. Have faith in your dreams. And Yang. So this is telling you to have a little bit more confidence, have some faith in yourself, be proactive, go after the things that you want, express yourself in the way that you want. Doing, right? Yang energy is about doing and forward motion. It's masculine. Doesn't mean that you're a man. Maybe you are, but it's just about taking initiative in regards to what it is that you want and not working against your own interest. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Alrighty, I have to shuffle. 1 second. What's up, Sean? Sean, it's Jonathan. We literally cannot take him anywhere, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, those jokes are pretty damn funny though. Some of his jokes are pretty funny. I gotta give him that. What's up, T Rose? How you doing, baby? What's up? I miss you. That's not true. Okay, don't be misogynistic. That's not true. There are plenty of business women that go on vacations, are in hotels, okay, nicer than we'll ever see in our lifetime, running their Shopify stores or doing whatever. All right. My weekend for me worked on the what? The and in the garden. I went to the movies and saw F1 the movie. What's F1 about? So not true. Dawn. Yeah, it was funny, but it doesn't mean that it's true. The funniest jokes are the funniest because they're true. So it was a courtesy laugh. Thanks. All right. Should I pee now? I don't know if I should pee now. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I'm done. I'll do it before super chat questions. All right, let's do Pisces. What's going on, Pisces? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on between you and your person. We're going to see how this person is portraying themselves for the rest of July 2024. We're going to see who they truly are and then their intentions with you. And then we are going to see how you feel. And then we're going to pull some advice messages. King of Swords reversed for how they're portraying themselves. The Tower reversed for who they are. We have Aquarius, we have Mars, so Aries and Scorpio. We have the Eight of Cups for their intent. Oh, let's see. Oh, so do you feel like this person is abandoning you to explore other options, to be honest? For others of you, the way that you may be viewing them is somebody who um, tells a lie and hold on, let me turn down these AirPods a tiny bit. Somebody who tells a lie and because they don't want to accept the truth about themselves, they will literally like believe the lie and convince themselves of their own lie. And you may feel like they're so delusional about however they've gaslit everyone else or you or themselves, that they're willing to abandon the connection or the dynamic or the relationship in order to live out this facade. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not funny, but you feel like they're basically full of it. You feel like they're full of it. You feel like they're a liar. You feel like they're a gaslighter. You may feel like they're mentally abusive for in very extreme cases, and you feel like they're leaving you out or they're ghosting you or they're just delusional. What's that Seven of Cups? Three of Swords. You feel like they do it to themselves. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like, have you ever been in a relationship with somebody where you feel like they are asleep and you just cannot get them to see reason, or you cannot get them to wake up or to accept their own truth or whatever? And so you feel yourself going crazy because you just feel like they will not wake up. Do you know what I mean? This person truly is. Oh, it's not my favorite. Not. The Tower reversed, the Sun reversed, and the Nine of Cups. They're quite self-serving. I think that when it comes down to it, like decisions that they make or, relationships or whatever it is, it's all about kind of what they can gain or what they can get. And a lot of it is weaved into feeding their ego. And I think that there are a lot of things that they need to let go of in order to change, or they need to give up on whatever this delusion is or whatever. But there is such an attachment to the ego that it's really hard to grow the person underneath the ego itself. And so what we do when we can't face ourselves, right? And we've all been here, okay? But what happens when we refuse to face ourselves or refuse to accept truths about ourselves is we build more armor and we live through or behind that armor, which is essentially the developed ego. And if we cannot accept and either apologize, or if we cannot accept and make then no change can really be made, then the true person from behind the ego really can't shine through, you know and we all go through this throughout our entire lives. We go through this, and it really is all about growth. I think that they're a very probably a very creative person, um probably very emotionally independent as well. But there's still a lot of things that they really need to let go of. What is the Tower reversed? The Fool. It's like they've had opportunities to start off on other paths, or to grow or to change, because this is Uranus, which is about change, right? The Great Awakener. But there's a refusal to do that, and it's because of the ego. Um, um, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Swords reversed, and the World reversed. This is for intention. What's that? Two of Swords reversed? The Ten of Wands. They're walking away while knowing that there's still something that they may need to take responsibility for. They know that something isn't finished, or they know that there's unfinished business. But I think if it requires them to take responsibility and not avoid it, Two of Swords reverse is when we don't avoid something, then it's just too much, and they're going to leave it open ended, in my personal opinion. Your feelings, the Judgment, the Knight of Swords. I think that you have a lot of questions. I also think that you have a lot of things that you want to say, although I think you have a lot of clarity on a lot of the things. I also think that you're taking accountability for things that you've said or the way that you've thought about certain things or whatever, and that's great. But you may be kind of waiting to hear from them, or I think that you want to hear the truth about something. Look at the bigger picture. And Mercury. So Mercury, the truth. Mercury can also be the trickster, but it's interesting that you have full moon in Sagittarius, and then you have, look at the bigger picture, which is full moon in Sagittarius, and then you have Mercury. Well, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and these are kind of two opposite planets. And this is kind of making me feel like you're needing to find some kind of balance here. So I want you to kind of think about where you see yourself in the next 10 years or who it is that you want to become, and then really ask yourself if this person is aligning with that. And sometimes it doesn't always perfectly align, and that's okay because we can grow along the way and we can grow with another person along the way. But is this person open to the growth? And do you feel like this will be more mentally or emotionally laborious than it will be beneficial for you? Precisely. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. I'm sorry, Lori, do you know Clint? I've never seen this person before. Is it P? I'm sorry. Who is this guy? Is this your friend? All right. So I do not. Goodbye. Sorry, you're weird. I just got a weird vibe. Weird vibe. We here to vibe. Hold on. That noise is so annoying. Allison, no, we're two signs. So we just got to do, well, I just have to do Aries and Taurus, and then we're going to move on to super chats. Thank you for waiting. Okay, Aries. What's going on, Aries? I hope you guys are doing well. I wonder how you're feeling with Saturn and Neptune going retrograde through your sign. Super fun. I'm certain of it. But welcome. Let's go ahead and take a look at your person. We're going to take a look at how you're perceiving them for the rest of July 2025, who they truly are, their intentions towards you, your feelings for them, and then we're going to pull you an advice message. Who is were? Who is we? Me and my 10 personalities? Who is we? Why do I say that? Okay. The Hermit, for how this person's portraying themselves. So it could be a Virgo or somebody with a strong Virgo placement. God help you. Just kidding. I'm a Virgo. Two of Cups reversed for who they truly are. And their intentions with you is the Three of Wands reversed. Let's see that Hermit. The Judgment reversed. The Tower reversed. Ooh. Okay. Well, no real change is happening. You feel like they're kind of maybe icing you out, or you feel like they're taking some time to themselves. Even if you're like at a party with this person, for instance, you may feel like they're holding on to a lot, or this is like how you're seeing them as somebody who's carrying a lot of baggage with them. Like there's a lot that they're carrying with them, just like a weight, and you feel like they're quiet about it, or they're not being very open about how they feel, or and you just feel like there are changes that they need to make that they're not willing to make, or there are things that they need to let go of, or maybe even take accountability for, but they're not doing that. And for some of you, if this is a past person, you feel like they're not willing to reconcile with you. And you feel like they may be on this kind of dark night of the soul journey, just keeping to themselves, things like that. Tell me about that judgment reverse, the Five of Wands. You could feel like there's some like an undercurrent of conflict, or you and this person may have drama that they're not really willing to face or really take accountability for or reconcile with or make a judgment call on, make a decision on. It feels kind of just a little eerie. Yikes. Ooh, a little weird. The Two of Cups reversed, the King of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Wands reversed. I feel like this person doesn't know who they are. This person is very emotionally disconnected. They're disconnected with their heart, they're disconnected with their mind. Why? Page of Wands. Something happened in childhood, or there's a lack of confidence here. It's almost like this person feels like they're not deserving of love or something. Like they force things that are not in alignment with who they really are. And I don't even think they know who they are. So it's almost like they're trying to figure that out still. This person feels very lost, Aries. Like very, very lost. This person has, I feel like they have a lot of wrong ideas about who they are, who they want to be. I mean, it's not really for me to say that, but I mean, from what I'm seeing, their intention with you. Geez Louise, man. I'm sorry. You guys got like the worst reading. I'm so sorry. The Three of Wands reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, and the Four of Swords reversed. I mean, it's really interesting because this is somebody who's allowing their maybe mental health potentially to get in the way, or once again, there are things that they haven't let go of or haven't healed within themselves that's causing them to distract themselves, or that's causing them to separate from you, or not talk to you, or not reconcile, or whatever. But what's interesting is that they're frustrated because they had certain expectations of this, or they have certain expectations of this, but it's not happening in that way, and so now they're frustrated, and they it's almost like they're trying to, because you didn't act in their expectations, it's like they're trying to punish you by not, like, I don't know if they're giving you the silent treatment, or they're ghosting you, or they're icing you out, or what it is. It's that Three of Cups reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, I told you, it's like they're icing you out, they're not really talking. What's Aries' feelings for this person? The Justice, the Emperor. Whoa. You want this person to take the lead, I think. Like you want this person to be the person. I mean, this is Aries, so whether you're a male or female, I mean, I think that you want a relationship with them, you know? You want this to be fair, or you feel like you even want to take the lead, even if you're a woman. It's almost like you feel like you have a responsibility to them or something. Surrender to the divine and house five. So I feel like for some of you Aries, I feel as though this, mm, relationship or this connection sometimes has you kind of muting yourself in a way, m- like dimming your shine, I guess would be the terminology, dimming your shine in some way. And I feel like you just really need to be yourself and let your inner child show up and be free and express yourself in the way that you find necessary to express yourself. Like, and I hate to say this, but like you will go down with this person, in a way that is not conducive for you. So, I don't know. Sorry, that was really negative, Aries, but thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. That information is right here, or it's the pinned comment in the chat box. Oh, I'm sorry, SKB. That really sucks. All righty. Sorry, that was like kind of dark. I'm sorry. All right, hold on, I'm getting a little hot here. Okay. All right, so let's move on to Taurus. Hi, Valeria. Hi, baby. Hi. You're just a baby. All right. All right, let's move on. Sean, come on, dude. Get it together. All right. Never gonna find yourself a nice girl talking like that. All right, Taurus, how are you doing? Welcome. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with your person for the rest of July. So, we're going to take a look at how you're perceiving them, who they truly are, their intentions with you, your feelings for them, and then we're going to pull advice messages. The Seven of Wands for how you're perceiving this person, the Six of Cups reversed for who they truly are. I know him being his authentic self, whatever. Don't even encourage him, Lori. Don't even do it. Don't give him a pass. Then we have the Ten of Cups reversed for their intention. Okay, let's see that Seven of Wands. The Queen of Wands. This is the feminine. So Taurus, if you're a feminine, then this may be reversed. And the Four of Pentacles, what's the Four of Pentacles reversed? The Knight of Pentacles. You feel like this person is working hard on their finances. This person could be a performer or a leader of some sort in their field. The Seven of Wands. This person may be in a very competitive environment. You find this person to be very sexy, very attractive. Somebody who may be very outspoken, somebody who doesn't care so much about what everybody else thinks, and somebody who's also willing to take calculated risks in regards to the things that they want. And the Seven of Wands, you may feel like they're a little assertive, or that they're putting some space between you and them a little bit. Okay, like some boundaries, or like something's definitely, why is that there? Let me put that there. The Hangman reversed. They may not have let go of something that you've done, or they may not be willing to kind of like surrender to the connection. So they seem to be putting up some kind of boundaries. But I mean, you find them very attractive, very outspoken, somebody to be admired, I guess you could say. Somebody who's a hard worker. It's interesting. They're very comfortable with self. But when it comes to moving towards others, or other things, they seem to be like a little bit more slow moving, or maybe a little bit cautious. But I think that you feel like this person believes in themselves quite a bit as well. You may feel like they also have a lot of haters with that Seven of Wands. That's pretty point blank. Who this person truly is the, okay, the Six of Cups reversed, the Strength, and the Four of Cups. This person may like never quite be satisfied. You know. Tell me what that Four of Cups is. Five of Swords. Oh, this person has had a lot of losses in their life, I think. A lot of maybe manipulations in their life or just a lot of games being played, you know. I feel like they've won some, they've lost some kind of thing. This is somebody who's quite confident though, very restrained, held back. What's that? Six of Cups reversed, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they've had a lot of losses, you know. They may still be kind of holding on to grudges, or you know, there may be a part of them that still kind of needs to mature or grow up in some kind of way, but I think a lot of it is due to so many disappointments, but that strength is going to trump the rest of these cards. So I feel that the bottom line is they have a strong base for who they are, a strong sense of self. I feel like this is a very passionate person. They're likely very passionate about the things that disappoint them, or you know, maybe about their childhood, or more very passionate about unfortunate things that happen in the world, maybe something like that. But give me one more on that Four of Cups, the Page of Cups. I feel like they've had a lot of losses in love. Hmm. That Page of Cups there. I think sometimes they find that they can sometimes take things for granted, maybe. Okay. But I think that they usually come to a conclusion where they're, you know, wise enough to understand that they do that with the Strength card. So their intention with you. Oh God. Okay. Well, I wasn't really expecting that. Um, Ten of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the Death card. Well, Sean, I'm not a fun one. Sorry. So they don't seem to want to commit or maybe emotionally support this. They may feel like something doesn't meet a standard. They don't really seem to be putting in any work towards this. They may be very critical of you, maybe critical of themselves, but that I'm going to clarify the death card. What is that death card? The Six of Wands reversed. They don't really, the worlds. They don't really want, this feels like a past person. It doesn't really feel like they want any attention about this. They just like kind of want to move on peacefully, is what that looks like to me. How does Taurus feel about this person? Aw, aw. This could have been a marriage or relationship. You may have a lot of regrets around this. You still feel committed to this person. I think you value them. You may feel like a lot of the values that you have are aligned with theirs, or maybe spiritual or religious beliefs are aligned, but you're having a lot of regrets around this. What are we regretting? The High Priestess reverse, something that you were hiding, a secret, something like that, an addiction, mental health stuff. It's just a secret, basically. Your advice is your hard work is paying off and opposition. So there may be something that you've been battling with, or maybe you don't see eye to eye with this person, but I feel like maybe you're putting in work towards it now, or you're needing to put work towards it, or something like that, to be able to come to some kind of conclusion, or find the balance essentially. So I want to say, whatever it is that you're working on, keep going because I feel like it will pay off. Eventually, you will come to a conclusion, or you will be able to find a middle ground, whether it's with this person or just in general. But yeah, don't give up, I guess. Would be the thing. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. You're fired, whatever. Going to use the restroom. We are going to do super chat questions. So give me 1 second. Okay, so all right, it sounds like we might be going swimming after I do my chat. I haven't been swimming in so long. It's been like a year. Okay, so let's do this. All right. View and manage. Okay, super chat questions. All right, so super chatter number one. Oh, okay, let's see. Um, is the Aquarius sun going to reach out to the Capricorn sun with this question within the next month? Okay. The sun reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then we have the King of Cups. I feel like this person has strong feelings for you, but there's an insecurity that they have. The thing about the King of Cups is he doesn't always really, or she doesn't really always express emotion per se. The King of Cups just kind of holds those emotions inside. So I feel like this person is probably would welcome you coming into their space and offering vulnerability, conversation. But I think that this person's feelings may be a little hurt, or they may be feeling a little emotional or insecure, maybe under the surface, a tad angry. Okay. Maybe not so much that, but it's definitely a little bit of a ego bruise, if I'm going to be honest. But this person does hold space for you. So there's that. What does this person want with the Capricorn sun? They want conversation, that Queen of Swords, in my opinion. They want healing. They still have hope in this. They want you to come back, or they want you to come back around with that Eight of Cups reversed. And I think that this person wants honesty. I think that they want the truth. And I think they want a conversation with you, between the two of you, that's going to be conducive to both of you. And I think that star there being Aquarius, them, I think that they're wanting to express themselves about certain things. About what exactly? Is this person like in love with you or something? So now we have the King and the Queen of Cups here. Okay. So something to kind of think about. As far as your, um, does she feel the same way, as she's being an opportunist with me? Show me how else, how does this person feel about the Capricorn? The Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Page of Swords. I feel like this person would once again welcome you into their space. I think that they want you in their space. What are their true intentions? Are they bad? I don't think they're bad. I think they're fearful. They're not really sure. Let me see. So let's start with the feelings first. This person is once again welcoming you in their space, but I also don't think that they're going to put up a huge fight to be able to have this with you. I think if anything, they're probably spying on you or watching you or kind of seeing what you got going on. But they don't really seem to be fighting for it like that. As far as feelings with the Two of Wands, the Chariot reversed, and the Eight of Swords, they're not really sure. I mean, as far as like if they have bad intentions, they're not really sure what they want. They're just kind of like, okay, well, I don't really know what to do about this. Should I just like leave this out, or should I try to revisit this? So they're trying to kind of come out of their comfort zone a little bit, but there's a fear there. So I don't really see bad intentions. It just feels more fearful. Your advice is hold your vision and Leo. So whether it's about this person or not, Leo is about leadership and expressing oneself. It can also be about, somebody who's a bit of an entrepreneur, or somebody who's a little bit of a showstopper, right? This can be like an actor, or, somebody who showcases their talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. And I feel like there's some kind of vision that you have for that, and I feel like you need to stick to that, whether that involves this person or not. Thank you so much, number one. Now let's go ahead and move on to number two. Okay, number two. Mhm. Wow, that's deep. That's a really deep question. I'm not gonna lie. Whew. Okay. I feel like you worry about people. I think you're probably the type of person, while maybe somebody did something negative to you, because I have the Nine of Swords here, you worry about bad things happening to other people, regardless if the feeling is mutual or not. I just feel like it's probably a sense of empathy. Ace of Wands, I feel like you're a natural leader, to be honest. So I feel like you may have some masculine traits about you that want to protect the people that you love. I mean, women do that too, but it seems like you're more of a initiator about it. You're not afraid to take the lead, or you're not afraid to be a self-starter or start things or whatever. So that may just be that kind of spark or that fire that you have in you to be that way. And a swords reversed. Yeah, I feel like you're probably the type of person where you just like to, like, if something bad happens, it doesn't mean that you'll like forget it or anything like that, but you just like to get over it and move on because you probably feel like it's going to hold you back by holding on to it. And so I feel like you're most likely a very progressive kind of person where you rather evolve and change than to hold on, to old things that aren't really serving you anymore. And it may be that you feel, um, other people are not necessarily like that. So you may sometimes feel maybe subconsciously like you need to lead by example. So, am I supposed to be helping these people? Let's see. What should she do about her mom? Listen, I don't want to tell you to not help anybody or not. Um, but I kind of want to know how it would like turn out if you did. Well, this is the mother. The Five of Pentacles is here with the Empress reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed. You would likely feel like you've been gypped, or you would still maybe feel empty in some way. y- this person may smother you or guilt trip you or ask you for a lot of things that make you feel beholden to her or obligated. And I feel like it would get to a point, or you would get pushed to a point where you feel like this person is very smothering or overbearing, and you're probably very likely to drop this or to stop helping. It would likely lead to more confusion. Now, I'm not telling you whether you should or not, but this is what would happen if you did. Okay. As far as the other person, the male figure, King of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords, the Hermit reversed. I feel like you would have more clarity on top of the clarity that you already have now. I think that I don't want to say anything bad about these people because I don't know them, but the King of Pentacles reversed usually gets into professional or business relationships or romantic relationships, to be able to just gain something for self, whether that's status or money or whatever. And you're going to find out real quick, and I think that you already know. And I just don't want to tell you to not help this person, but sometimes it's really not about how much you love another person. Sometimes it's more about how much you love yourself. And if it's that you really want to help people, you're not going to be able to help anybody if you keep pouring into bottomless pits of nothingness and voids and feeling drained. Because I don't want to say that these people are vampiric, but if it feels that way, if you feel like you're being drained and you can't really do anything for yourself, or you have to let that go, even if it is family sometimes. And that can be really, really difficult. Now, if this person is somebody who's willing to like go to therapy and do the work and like actually change, then yeah, I mean, there might be a chance. But sometimes the hardest thing is doing the thing that's best for you and just for you. Mm, how funny as soon as I say that. So the Seven of Swords reversed. The Seven of Swords in the upright is when we are doing things for everyone else, where we are risking ourselves or risking our own asses, basically, in order to protect others. The Seven of Swords in reverse, which is how this card came out, is about when we need to do something to protect ourselves, when we need to do something for ourselves. And I feel like that is likely what you need to give to. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have these people in your life. I'm not saying you can't even help these people, but you really have to make a definitive decision and a self-love decision around what that would mean for you. It's time to take action. And house 4. So this is about being emotionally honest with yourself and taking the lead and being very honest about the past, where you are now, what is your level of comfort, and protecting your own emotions and protecting your own space ultimately at the end of the day. That is really what that is about. So I hope everything works out, obviously, and I'm wishing you the best of luck with everything that you talked about in the super chat question. Best of luck. And as always, it's good to see you. Oh, that's a rough one. Okay. So, so Donna. You're welcome, DB, of course. You're welcome, Allison. What's up, Philip? I haven't seen you forever. Oh my God. It's been so long. It's nice to see you. All right, number 3. Please stop apologizing. You got to stop doing that. Like, I need you to make that a daily practice. You don't need to apologize for paying me to answer your question. Like, that's what I'm here for. Like, you have to stop doing that. And I feel like we've talked about that before. It's really like a confidence issue. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see his feelings. King of Wands, the Temperance. I think that there's attraction there, but whatever's happening now, he seems to be at peace with. Okay. So, yes, there's attraction there. Absolutely. But he's at peace with where things are right now. What else? The Nine of Cups reversed, the Ten of Wands reversed. I feel like he's acting more out of selfish intent. And sometimes we need to do that, right? But he may not want to take this on because he may feel as though it's more of a responsibility than he can really handle at the moment. Okay. So still attracted and everything. But he seems to be kind of at peace right now where things are. Okay. He has a lot of patience, it seems like. Love ya. Thinking of ya. Number 4. Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that double. Look at those 2 double air signs. Okay, let's see. Um, okay. This is likely going to be an investment. I feel like you will get something from this. Let me see. Feel like this person's going to create an opportunity for you, whether you're aware of it or not. So I don't know if it's like a business opportunity. I don't know if she's like, oh my God, you should totally come to Pilates with me every Saturday. You can like get a copy after it, and then like you end up getting the best body of your life, or who knows, whatever it is. But it is either a physical or monetary opportunity that investing in this connection will likely bring you. It's going to take work. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's just going to be handed to you on a silver platter, but it will be something that is likely worth your time. 3 of Swords. Okay, what is this? The Devil reversed. It's also probably going to be very painful because it's likely that somehow, some way, whether directly or not or indirectly, this person is probably going to make you very well aware of your insecurities, fears, self-sabotaging behaviors, anything that's really holding you back, or how you've essentially disempowered yourself. Um, what is this person's true intentions towards number 4? The Knight of Wands reversed, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. She wants to have fun. I don't think she's like taking anything too seriously, whatever that means. She wants to work on a team with you or collaborate with you at some point with something. But the Three of Pentacles is just basically getting along and being on the same page. I think that she wants to be in your life. I don't think she needs to with that Nine of Pentacles. I think she is very focused on money. I think she's very focused on her health or her material life, etc. And that's what her intention is. And she may want you to be on the same page as that. There may be like a money opportunity or something down the line with her. Um, let's see how this is going to kind of play out. Okay, what's that moon reversed? Give me one more. So as far as if you guys will be able to have your friendship rekindle, yes. Hold on, what's that? Seven of Cups? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. I do feel like there will be some elusiveness around the past or some things that are kind of brought up that are from the past or some fears or some emotions that are kind of drudged up, and it's something that seems to be unavoidable. I think it goes well with the magician there. This person may bring out some kind of talents, gifts, skills, or abilities that you may have. I feel like this will end up being a very mm, vulnerable connection where you guys are able to tell each other things and be creative together, be very honest and open with each other, unlike you would be with other people. What is her advice about this connection specifically? Adjustments are required and yin. So this is telling you to listen to your intuition, allow things to come as they may. Don't try to force anything, press anything. Don't try to be anybody that you're not. Allow yourself to be inspired, allow yourself to be motivated, but just be receptive to what she has to offer, because I do think that she will have something to offer you, even if it's just by her existing somehow motivates you, right? But there is something to be had from this, but it's also going to make you face a lot of fears, most likely. Be careful of projecting any kind of like idealizations onto one another or anything like that, because things could get a little hazy. Is that my cat? How cute is she? But other than that, I mean, I think it looks okay, but it may feel like she's kind of in and out sometimes as well. Okay. But other than that, I feel like it looks good. All righty. Thank you, number four. All right, we got three more. Let me just, let me shuffle these really quick. Yes, Julie. Yeah, the Knight of Cups is very like vulnerable and sweet and in like a romantic situation, maybe like someone sweeping you off your feet. But I feel like women can do that with each other, like, oh my God, you're just everything, you're the best. You know what I mean? I feel like we can do that. So I think it'll be good. Yes, please, Julie, let me know. What's up, Chrissy? All righty. Aw, thanks, Philip. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Weird, she's opening up a coffee shop. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, I feel like there'll be some kind of opportunity for you there. I do. All right, last shuffle. Well, Lori, probably to eject some of the people on the planet, I would imagine. Maybe people with a really bad spray tan. Well, like you would have got that joke. You didn't hear me. Okay. I have a list. Okay. Sorry, I'm like so hungry. I didn't even get to eat my salad. Number five. Mm, let's see what would happen if you did. What is that? I need more than that. What's that lever's reversed? The lever's reverse can represent a difference in values. It can represent miscommunication, sometimes infidelity, just no. Okay. And it can be around his lack of vulnerability or lack of maturity potentially. And it could end up, well, it could have you kind of walking away or it could have him walking away. Let's see. Yeah, I'd be careful of infidelity or another woman with that Queen of Wands reverse. This person could end up making you very jealous. It could feel like there's a missed opportunity, like somebody's not really putting in the work, and then this person would likely come back and wash, rinse, repeat is probably how it would end up. So, I would say, is it wise? No, probably not. But I mean, you know what's best for you. But I think it would end up leading to a disconnect, and then you would come back around and it would lead to a disconnect, and basically you'd be getting hit over the head a million times until like you learned basically. Okay, so you're very close to achieving your goal, and then you have Scorpio. I feel like what you want is a very deep, intimate, vulnerable, like merging of souls kind of relationship. Okay, from what I believe, I think you want somebody who's going to be very, very vulnerable with you and very open, okay, sharing secrets kind of relationship, etc. And I think that you're very close to potentially meeting this person, but you have to, finish up this lovers boot camp before you end up meeting this individual, because I know that I am not ready right now for the person I am meant to be with. I'm just not. I'm just not a vibrational match yet. There's still a lot of things that I need to work on. And that's just how it is. And I know that in order to meet this person, I will need to continue to make the best decisions that I can make possible. If I keep making bad decisions for myself or lower vibrational decisions or decisions that will affect my self esteem in a negative way, then what kind of person do you think I'm going to attract? If I make positive decisions like to maintain my health, my physical wellness, my mental, emotional state, making positive financial decisions, I'm likely going to meet somebody that is more a vibrational match to that. So it's really your decisions are going to, attract the person that you end up with. It just depends on what kind of person you want to be with, which is directly correlated to the kind of person you want to become. You know what I mean? So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much, number five. And then we have number six. Okay. Let's see how this person feels about you. Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. I think that this person feels some kind of or some level of responsibility towards you. I think that this is somebody who sometimes feels like you're a pain in the ass. But I feel like this is somebody who wants to work on it or wants to take action, but they may be taking their time or they may be a little bit cautious or whatever the case may be. But I still feel like there's that pull there. Um, what does this person want with you? Let's see. The Hermit. I feel like this person is lacking a little bit in confidence. I don't really think that they know. This person may have an issue with seeking out external validation from other people or external forces in order to feel validated or in order to feel more whole. And it feels like that's something that they're currently working on. This person may feel like they need some time out because I think that there's a lot of doubt or insecurities that they're having within self. So it's not really telling me. It just feels like this is kind of an inside job. You know what I mean by that? Thank you so much, number six. Number seven. This is the last one. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. Is it worth the investment? I would say yes. Six of Pentacles and the Star. I mean, this seems like something that could lead to a bigger dream or something that already is a dream. I think that whatever you put into it is what you're going to get back. And if you keep putting into it, I think that you're going to gain more. But this is something that you're going to need to have faith in. You know, like for instance, and this is a really bad example because this is very, very dark, but like Eminem, for instance, okay, it's just the first person I could think of. God help me, but like he kept putting out albums and albums and albums and like nobody was listening, and he got to a point where he was like, you know, he was on the edge and he was about to risk it all and just give it all up for real, like where his place in life was done forever. You know what I mean by that? And thank God he didn't, right? Thank God he didn't. Thank God he held on because look what happened, right? And that's just the best example I could think of at this moment. Okay. So forgive me, but he had to keep the faith. He had to not give up. I feel like that's what it's telling you to do because it may be a long road. Um, Yeah, see, Nine of Swords. You're going to be in your head about it. You're going to start questioning it. Is this really who I am? Is this, da, 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 da? You know, and we evolve, we change, etc. And so if that is the case, then, you know, you need to restructure things or you need to figure out what it is that you really want to do. But I think a lot of this stuff will end up being in your head and you'll allow your anxiety or your insecurities or your worries to get the best and the worst of you. So be cautious with that because it's about your mindset going into this. You're going to have to keep chugging along. And, you know, I don't feel like it's going to be an overnight thing. Thank you so much, number seven. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. I love every last one of you. Thank you so much to Lori and Complexity and Kinez and all my super chatters and the people that show up every day. I love you guys. I hope that you have a great one and I will see you soon. I love you. Bye.